Hey everyone, Alex again, bringing you another edition of Guild Wars Corner, Episode 4. And in this video, what I'd like to do is dive into the topic of guilds. The guilds in Guild Wars, the guild that I would like to form and kind of my vision for it, and also just guilds in general. But before I do, I would like to share kind of an incredible story that happened just recently with a very nice player that I met online here in Guild Wars. And this player and I'm going to keep it kind of ambiguous because she did a really neat thing, and I don't want people spamming this individual and kind of abuse her generosity, but essentially this individual and I went out and did some Zeiss missions and a few other things. And some friends got involved and things like that. Well, afterwards, this person was very kind enough to offer to actually get me some 15k armor. She looked at my armor and was like, what is that? Basically, and decided to rectify that situation. So without further ado, I'm going to remove my fanatic armor and get the prize, so to speak. So the armor I chose was this one. Now this is the Elite Cabal armor, and this is really neat. It is absolutely beautiful and I really like it. I was toying between this and the Elite Fanatic armor, which is called Cultist armor, but the only thing about the Cultist armor is, and I don't have it, I can't show you, is that the dyeable area is so small that you could hardly tell. So you really can't change the color from kind of its leather type of look, other than in a few places. But this, wow, this is absolutely beautiful. And I was very happy with how this came out. And decided in the end to actually go with the red dye. I think the red dye looks really, really good with my Necromancer. And this is frankly my main character. This is the character I started Guild Wars with a long time ago. She's the first one that I got through the Prophecies campaign and is now in the lead marching through the Factions campaign. And so this is my tried and true character. And I will speak about her a lot more when I go to talk to the guild. But again, this was one of those moments where this individual, this lady, and I really cannot express my thanks enough for this gift. And it's one of those cases where words really do fail you, and it's not even words, it's just typing into a chat window. But this was amazing. And again, probably for a lot of players this is no big deal, but for someone like myself that is kind of Guild Wars poor, you know, this would be at least a solid work of casual playing to get the items, and well, more importantly the gold. The items themselves is actually fairly straightforward. There's nothing too exotic, but it's still 60 platinum to build this out, and that takes, well, that would take a long time. That would take over a month actually. That would be maybe 2 months of casual PvE that I play. You know, this is not, you know, soloing Underworld or Fissure Woe. I'm not at that level yet. So it would take me some time. It would take me quite a bit of time. So again, my heartfelt gratitude. And as I guess you could say a little compensation, I'm going to post some videos with my main Kaytla here with this Cabal armor because it is just beautiful. It is absolutely sexy. You can't just go out and save the world. You have to do it in style. And that is what this is all about. It's one big virtual fashion show. So it's absolutely beautiful. Now moving on, I'd like to talk about guilds. And in fact, while I'm doing that, let me just actually show the cape I made. You've seen this before. If you watched some of my earlier videos, you know, you've probably seen me make the cape. And I'm here in another guild hall. Again, just previewing. It's the Isle of Solitude. It's one of the Nightfall guild walls, as you can see, with the kind of Egyptian theme to it. It's really nice actually. I kind of like it. There's been quite a few guild halls I've been looking at that kind of piqued my interest. And one of the criteria of those guild halls is to be kind of unique and not something that everyone goes to or picks off the lot, which a lot of teams are familiar with. I want to take a guild hall that's a little more interesting and unique, and actually gives a little more of a home team advantage, because a lot of teams may not be familiar with fighting in that particular guild hall. So if you take a guild hall that everyone uses, like hunters, like maybe Isle of the Dead, and warriors and things like that, type of guild halls, and everyone's familiar with them, you may still have a home team advantage, but it's very, very slim. When you take something a little more unique, like say nomads or druids or jade sea or weeping stone or something, or a lot of the others, then you can get a lot more of a home team advantage. Again, that's kind of a theory of mine. In practice, I don't know, so I may be correct or incorrect, but that's kind of my idea. Now, with the guild that I'm going to build out, and I'm going to give the details here of the build of the guild I'd like to build out. And I was talking with this same individual that gave me the 15k armor about this particular guild, and I gave a lot of thought to it actually today about what the guild I would like to do. And there's kind of an issue with a lot of people joining guilds that may be a lot more higher tier and higher ranked. You can always check the guild ladder on the Guild Wars website. You can see where everyone's at. But the thing is, when you get into a real PvP professional organization, and this is not just in Guild Wars, this is in any game that is competitive. When the GVG comes out, or when the real events, when real money, real meat's in the game, real skins in the game, real money's on the table, they're always going to take their A-list group of players and field them. And what I'm thinking is that a lot of people that would like to GVG may not be able to GVG or do PvP, simply because if they do so, it will hurt their guild's rank, unless they do something unranked and things like that. But I don't know how prevalent that is. So with my guild, what I would like to do is have kind of more of a starting guild. I would like to bring in players a little bit earlier. You don't have to be elite. I am certainly not elite, and you don't have to have all the 15k armor and be an absolute wizard at everything you do and have every single skill in the game. But what I would like to do is give people kind of that step up, that little learning curve, and just recognize that when people start to PvP, when people start to GVG, they're not aces out of the box. There is a learning curve, and kind of give them that initial step into it. So what I'm going to be targeting is the whole range of players. If you're new to Guild Wars, if you just came in from the Steam sale that we just had last week, or if you've been in for a while but you haven't quite gotten a group, I would like to kind of offer a guild where everyone's going to have a chance to do GVG. Everyone's going to have a chance to learn. Everyone's going to have a chance to participate and do real GVG, even ones that are ranked. Because I believe, and I've experienced, that when you give players the opportunity to be a lot more involved and not just be kind of off on the side, as okay, we'll keep you in our group, but when the action really starts, you kind of go over on the side and be our little cheerleader. Basically, that's not what I want to do. I want everyone to be involved, everyone to have a chance to be involved. Of course, this is a game. You can always kind of adjust the level of involvement that you would like to do. But if you want to get in and be part of the GVG, we're not going to say no, and always have that opportunity available, and help people out with PvP, with GVG, and also inside PvE as well. Again, we're not going to be doing GVG all the time. We can't do PvP all the time, but also help people with missions, getting started, getting into the game, and having a group of people, because the worst thing you can have, as I pointed out in episode 2, is just an empty friends list. Now, the only thing that I ask, again, I really kind of more judge people on behavior rather than just simple skill. You may be God's gift to Guild Wars, but if your attitude sucks or if it's elitist, you're gone. Okay, no questions asked. That is more poisonous to a group than your skill is as a benefit to the group, and that's something I believe pretty strongly in. So I'm a pretty forgiving individual, but on that one area, if you have kind of an attitude that's very toxic or something like that, or just not very professional or mature, you're gone. that's it. No questions asked. You're gone. And that's about the only thing I'm going to really kind of keep an eye on. But for most of the people that I know that are in Guild Wars, that is not in random arenas, because sometimes you get some real jokers in there. But most of the people are, by this point, pretty mature and pretty individuals. I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem. Again, a lot of the trolls that love to just troll Guild Wars, they've moved on to bigger, greater, fleshier targets like, I don't know, Guild Wars 2 or any other MMORPG. They usually don't stick around here. And also, this is a hard game. This is a game that takes some real time and understanding, and that's what I like to do with this guild, is give that opportunity to help people understand and get better in the game at their own pace. So again, people learn faster, or people may not have different commitments. Of course, we all have real life commitments. I have kind of a lot more free time now, but when my wife gets here, it's going to change probably. Not probably, it's a certainty. But at this point, I'm really going to be targeting the whole breadth of players, and if they want to have a GVG guild. The second thing is that this will also give the opportunity for a lot of players to come in on the guild at the ground floor. So really have that experience of building out a guild hall. Okay, getting the guild hall, and then getting all the merchants and facilities, and I won't say facilities, so services that a full town has. And that is also part of the experience, being able to build that out. Okay, getting the guild hall and then getting all the services that go with it. And now that's just part of a very fun and constructive process, and giving that people the opportunity to experience that. So that's kind of my vision of what my guild would, or what I would like my guild to be. So hopefully that is of some interest to people, and we'll see if that takes off. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but it's time to go find out. So if you would like to be a part of this guild, or if you like to have an opportunity to kind of get on the ground floor of a guild, again, it's not huge, it's not going to have a ton of people, but we are going to fix that. Then shoot me a note or what you would like to do. Again, you do not have to be level 20 with full armor, but what I do kind of expect is that you'll get there pretty soon. I mean, the factions, you can actually get there fairly quickly. Prophecies, once you go through the Ascendant campaign and you get ascended, you'll have your level 20 armor, and you're good to go. Not 20k armor. No, we're not going to be that crazy, but let me know. Again, my in-game name, I'm going to put this in the description of the YouTube video. I'm going to put the information there, but my in-game name is Kaytla Seriphzion. I'll spell it out in the description, and the guild is Digital Conquest, and that is what we are going to start with. And hopefully, as this guild develops, we'll see how things go. And I hope everyone enjoys. I hope this takes off. We'll see. It may not. Again, this may just fall dead on its face, and if it happens, it happens. But we'll give this the old college try, shall we say, and kind of go from there.